I closed the store account my mother-in-law told her friends she opened. So there's this store in our town, Bellamy's. It's one of those old family home goods places, nice linens, real dishware, the kind of stuff people register for. And they still do house accounts, where you buy on a running tab and settle it once a month. I opened one 3 years ago in my name, tied to my card because I was furnishing our first house and it was easier than swiping every visit. My mother-in-law, Diane, found out about it at a family dinner. "You have an account at Bellamy's?" she said, and her whole face lit up like I'd told her we bought a boat. Oh, that's the good store. A week later, she asked if she could grab a few things on it for her book club luncheon and pay me back. I said sure. She did pay me back that first time, exactly to the dollar. And I figured that was that. It was not that. By the second month, she wasn't asking anymore. She just went. The girls at Bellamy's knew her by name because she was in there every week, and one of them told me, all friendly, "Your mother-in-law has such taste. She's here more than you are." I laughed it off. But the bills kept coming and Diane kept forgetting to settle up, and I kept eating it because it was $40 here, $60 there, and making a thing out of it felt petty. Then at Easter, I found out what she'd actually been doing. We were all at her house, and her friend Carol pulls me aside by the deviled eggs and goes, "Diane is just the most generous woman. Did you know she opened an account at Bellamy's just so she can spoil all of us?" I said, "She what?" And Carol says, "The account. She told the whole bridge group. She picks out gifts for everyone's birthdays there. She got me the loveliest serving bowl." So that's when it clicked. She wasn't buying lunch and napkins. She was buying gifts on my account and handing them out to her friends and her sisters and half the church as if she were this big benefactress. From Diane. My money. Her name on the card. I went home and pulled up the last 3 statements. $1,100 I hadn't looked at closely because I trusted her. Serving bowls, picture frames, a whole set of wine glasses that went to her hairdresser of all people, and a monogrammed throw blanket, $65 that I recognized because Diane had given it to me for Christmas. She'd bought my own Christmas present on my own account and let me thank her for it. I sat with that one for a while. The next morning I drove to Bellamy's. I told the girl at the counter I wanted to close the house account, effective immediately, and I wanted a printed record of every charge. She got a little flustered and said, "Oh, but Diane was just in Tuesday. She mentioned she's hosting a shower." I said, "It's not Diane's account, it's mine. It's always been mine." Her eyebrows went up. "She always said she opened it." I said, "I know she does. I paid the balance in full and closed it." Felt like setting down something I'd been carrying without noticing. Diane called me that afternoon, and she was sweet as pie for about 4 seconds. "Sweetheart, I stopped by Bellamy's and there's been some silly mix-up. They said the account's closed." I said, "There's no mix-up. I closed it." Silence. Then, "Well, why on earth would you do that without telling me? Like it was hers to be told about?" "Because it's my account, Diane. My name, my money, and you've been telling everyone you opened it." She switched tracks fast. "Oh, that's just how you talk to friends. It's not a lie. I was practically running it. Do you know how embarrassing this is? Carol has a shower Saturday, and I told everyone I'd handle the gift." "Then handle it," I said, "with your own account. You are being so small over this. It's a store account. Family shares things." I said, "You bought me my Christmas present on my card and let me hug you for it. You didn't share anything. You spent my money and took the credit." She got very quiet. Then she said the thing I knew was coming. "Your husband is going to hear about how you treated me." "Good," I said. "Tell him you opened it. See how that goes." She hasn't set foot in Bellamy's since, but Carol texted me last week asking, real careful, whether Diane had her own account somewhere else now, and I just wrote back, "You'd have to ask Diane."